We've got breaking news here on CBS Sports HQ. Coming out of the Rams backfield, where L.A. running back Cam Akers out for the season with a torn Achilles. CBS confirming that news that it happened during a workout. And it comes with training camp not even officially getting underway yet. Akers, during his rookie season, led the team in rushing 625 yards, had a season high of 171 against the Patriots in Week 14, and then a couple of playoff games performed fairly well, and there were some high expectations for him to be the guy coming into this season, both on the field and in fantasy. And we're going to tackle the fantasy experts here with our expert aspect, I should say, with our expert Dave Richards. So, Dave, first off, before we get into the news, where was Cam Akers coming into today in the rankings and running backs and such?
He was like #1 in my heart, Tommy. He was my dynasty gemstone, and now that he's not there, he was a top 12 overall guy. Now, obviously, you can't draft him, figure he can't play this year.
All right, so when we take a look at it now, he's going to be gone for the season. Darrell Henderson and guys behind him. What do you anticipate the Rams will do?
I anticipate the Rams moving to a committee approach, because last year when Darrell Henderson had the opportunity to be the lead guy, he played okay, but then he ended up just getting kicked to the curb immediately as soon as Cam Akers was healthy last season. There were only 2 games after Week 5 where Darrell Henderson played more than 40% of the snaps, and one of them was a game when Cam Akers was hurt. So they let him play a little bit more than usual, but he was right around maybe 20% of the snaps. I don't know how much this coaching staff trusts him. I think he's an explosive running back, but I'm almost certain after playing only 26 or 25 snaps on third downs last year that they aren't going to let him be an every down guy. We cannot expect him, Darrell Henderson, to be an every down guy. They're going to have to bring in somebody else to play, at least in passing downs. And they've got an interesting guy on their bench named Xavier Jones, who kind of has a nose for the end zone. We saw that from him in college. Maybe he gets into the mix a little bit too.
All right, you mentioned Xavier Jones, Raymond Calais, and they got a couple of rookies, Jake Funk and Otis there. You mentioned potentially bringing somebody in. Now, there's a handful of guys that are still out there. The biggest one, of course, is a potential reunion with Todd Gurley. What do you think about that?
That would be weird. That would be awkward, you know, bringing him back in there. Yeah. I think that they've got to grab your barf bags, everybody, because Le'Veon Bell is still out there. He would be a decent fit. He's got tons of experience. I just don't know how much juice he has left. Same thing with Adrian Peterson, but those guys can at least come and pitch in and be serviceable on more than just running downs. I don't even know if Gurley's good enough to be a running downs guy. Bottom line is this: Gurley went and had a workout with the Lions, and came away without a contract. What are the odds that the Rams are going to bring him back at this point? I would be very surprised if Gurley had a reunion in LA at this point.
All right, again, we're looking at the running backs on the Rams roster. Now, last year it was interesting, Dave, because last year it was Cam Akers, Darrell Henderson, and Malcolm Brown, and we saw Akers come on really late, right? So it'll be interesting to see whoever they bring in, however they patchwork that backfield. What do we think about now Matthew Stafford, the passing game? How much now will change, if any, with the news today?
So that's the silver. There really shouldn't be a silver lining when it comes to a player getting hurt, but the silver lining is that there's a chance now that Stafford will have to throw even more than he would have if Cam Akers were healthy. If Akers were healthy, I think the Rams would have been very content to be, 55-45 pass run. Now they could end up being, let's go crazy, 65-35 pass run, and it shoots Stafford's upside to places we didn't really think about before. And it does the same thing for Robert Woods and for Cooper Kupp and for Tyler Higbee and everybody else in that offense, because I'm just not sure their run game is going to be up to snuff without Cam Akers there.
Well, I put things up, by the way, with this devastating news. Again, everybody was expecting Cam Akers to take that next step. We were doing a mock draft PPR style, and Cam Akers went middle of the second round.
Yeah, everybody was looking at him as like a top 15-ish type pick. In non-PPR leagues, I thought he was a late first-round pick. I thought he was in line to have a very big year.
And we're taking a look at Dave Richards' PPR running back rankings right there. Obviously, you're going to have to adjust with the Cam Akers injuries. It was 11th before that Achilles injury. Najee Harris and Joe Mixon there round out the top 12.
You know, the one thing that stands out to me is that this takes away one more great running back out of the talent pool. Each time this happens between now and the start of the season, fantasy managers are going to have to react. It's just going to make drafting running backs all the more important when you're in your league drafts. One fewer stud to get. It means that the supply is drying up. The demand isn't going to go down at all. So expect to spend at least 2 of your first 3 picks on running backs. Unless you want to go 0 RB or you want to just mix and match and piecemeal your run game together in fantasy, kind of like the Rams are going to do this year.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.